News, a major announcement from Vice President Kamala Harris at a global climate summit in Dubai. The VP says the U.S. is pledging $3 billion to the UN's main climate fund. Harris says the money will help developing countries fight climate change.
Today, we are demonstrating through action how the world can and must meet this crisis. This is a pivotal moment. Our action collectively, or worse, our inaction, will impact billions of people for decades to come.
NBC's Josh Lederman is joining us now from our London bureau there. You're outside, but thank you, Josh, for joining us. So this summit is bringing together leaders from around the world. Tell us what happened today.
Well, Alex, despite all of those world leaders gathering in Dubai, it has actually been a challenge to keep the focus on climate change. This summit has largely been overshadowed by the war in Gaza, behind-the-scenes conversations, including involving Vice President Harris about the war going on there. And that's why Harris and other leaders have been trying so hard to try to redirect the focus back to the urgent crisis of climate change and trying to galvanize action before it is too late. I want you to hear how Harris described the urgency of the threat. Take a listen.
In order to keep our critical 1.5 degrees Celsius goal within reach, we must have the ambition to meet this moment, to accelerate our ongoing work, increase our investments, and lead with courage and conviction. Even given the challenges we face, I am optimistic.
As part of her appearance today in Dubai, Alex, the vice president announced the U.S. will contribute another $3 billion to what's known as the Green Climate Fund, which also involves other nations pitching in. And she also announced that the U.S. Is imposing new restrictions on methane emissions from oil and gas plants. Methane, a very powerful, potent greenhouse gas. Other major announcements that came out of the summit today include a group of 50 oil companies announcing they, too, will try to lower their emissions from their oil and gas production. And we also heard 22 countries vow to triple their production of nuclear energy, which is created without carbon dioxide emissions by the year 2050. But of course, the proof of the pudding is always in the eating, Alex. It is always a question of whether these pledges that are being made will actually be lived up to. Environmentalists say this is all far too little. They say instead of talking about phasing down fossil fuels, the world needs to be talking about completely eliminating fossil fuels right now, Alex.